Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show that brings you the best of entertainment and leaves you at the edge of your seat. My name is Kim Opera and I am thrilled to be your host on this incredible show.
My name is Pascal and of course welcome on board. I'm the co-host on Trending and we get things started real quick with a lot of interviews with celebrities and the favorite people you love to see on the show. The show is going to get started after this short break. Do not go nowhere because we're coming back. Welcome back, guys. It's still Trending, brought to you by Airtel, and today we're going to be entering the segment What's Trending. Now, on What's Trending, we're going to be talking about the thing that's currently happening at this moment that everybody's actually feeling, and it's the fuel subsidy. Okay, the removal of the fuel subsidy is what we're all feeling. So you're feeling it, I'm feeling it, you're feeling it. Everybody's actually feeling it. So if you have a car, you're feeling it. If you bought a bus, you're feeling it. If you buy stuff, everybody's feeling it. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And because this particular topic affects everybody. Now, Kim, let's jump on the questions real quick. We went from 185 naira per liter, okay, to like 500 right now, or right now 488, which of course some people are selling 490, 500, some even 510, okay. Then black market, for people that lose black market, 600. We have people selling at this present moment. What do you think happened? How do you think this thing happened? What's your take on this one?
I mean, I don't know, there's always been this conversation about fuel subsidy and how, you know, removing the subsidy is supposed to help us as, you know, as a people or as a government or as a nation. For me, I mean, if it's something that is good for the nation, I mean, I'm all for it. I think the only problem right now is the fact that there were no measures taken as to a smooth transition to removing fuel subsidy. That is the problem. These are the issues.
Firstly, there's a colossal irony. It means that, man, there is this. So people that are actually three top candidates decided that they're going to remove the fuel subsidy, okay, but they didn't tell us when they're going to remove it and how. Though there were lingering gist at the background that, of course, man, they were waiting for the swearing in of Mr. President to actually come into the building or coming to actually to sit on power before the removal actually starts. But for every policy, I always say this every time, for every policy there is a policy problem. Okay, so this fuel subsidy has been in existence for a long period of time and people have actually fought for it. In fact, the president actually removed it right now, fought for it at a particular point for it not to be removed. Okay, like in 2012, our current president, President Tinubu, he actually fought against the Jonathan administration for the removal of the fuel subsidy.
Really?
Yes, he fought for it. He fought against it. Okay, because of course the stuff has started since the time when former President Olusegun was like a military head. I think in the 1970s or 1970s. Then it started from the 1970s to like 1977. Then when of course it was actually implemented. So there's always been constant point of removing the fuel subsidy, like the particular amount of money being paid to elevate or to intervene for Nigerians who are buying a particular fuel at the pump price or at the pump price. So it's being there, but right now it's finally removed. For me, I feel like, man, it is really appalling at this moment because, man, I can feel it. You know that song? They feel it. We're all feeling it at this moment, man. Because, man, everything is just on a hike. Food price, fuel price, kerosene.
Aside that, Nigerians are always looking for the opportunity to actually hike up their prices regardless of if it's affected or not, because I don't understand why there's certain things that are going up in prices when it's not like Naira was devalued. Do you understand? The Naira was not devalued.
But you know that one of the things that you're using as your core economy push is fuel, okay, crude. Of course. That's one of the major things that we have.
That's why I said the hike in prices. It's not as if there was no increment. I mean, obviously increments are supposed to, you know, take place. But a lot of people are just being very inconsiderate and just taking advantage of the situation. Just like you said, you have some people selling for 488 and up until 520.
Absolutely.
I don't know why there should be different filling stations selling at different pump prices. I feel that there should be a flat out rate that everyone should be buying fuel for, regardless of the gas station you're going to. Honestly speaking, like, this is something that was going to come regardless of the situation. Like I said, I feel like the only problem right now is that measures were not taken as to implementation of the act on how to, you know, ease the citizens into it. We literally just woke up one morning and fuel subsidy was gone. Said fuel subsidy is gone, and next morning fuel subsidy was gone. And everyone was in a state of panic. Everyone was trying to rush and get fuel before the pump prices increases. Honestly, like, everyone was too late, because by the time you slept and wake up, the prices were gone, and it had not, the official statement had not even been released. There was no
you don't need official statement, because like the president said it at the inauguration ground himself. It's like, when he was giving his speech, what he said was fuel price is gone.
It's just like how you said that all the candidates were campaigning that they were going to remove. It was just a statement that it still had to go into implementation before anybody could act on it. Yes.
Yeah, but when the president was already sworn in already, man, the implementation had already started, because that's like the first thing he said.
But there was still no official release for that to happen.
And he made that statement.
I thought that was really
I was
wrong.
in Abuja. I happened to be in Abuja.
And that is why the statement was actually released by him, saying that he had not yet put it into work. It was just a statement that was made, but it had not been implemented.
I don't know. I can't say the president is wrong, because of course, man, he already said it. You know what it means to be the number one citizen? Everybody's actually looking for you to say something, okay?
And the gas stations took advantage of that moment, to be honest.
No, but everybody. For example, now, if the president has said that fuel price right now is going to go from 180, 85 to like 100 naira,
but that's not what he said.
Everybody's going to be selling at that particular amount.
But that's not what he said.
Okay, but he said the fuel subsidy is gone.
Fuel subsidy
is gone. So
if you just take it out of context, there were other things that were still being said. It was not as if it's gone right now. I feel like
that's only what people, that's a phrase. That's only what people want to hear. Like, and it's gone, and it's gone.
Whether we like it or not.
Well, man,
a lot of people took advantage of the situation.
Exactly. For me, I feel like majority of Nigerians are capitalists, and they hit on their brothers and sisters
100%.
when problematic comes.
100%.
But let me ask you another question right now. What we're still talking about is actually a lot. Do you think this move was a right move by the government to make, as of now, that we're still having lingering issues of we just coming out of the cash problems and everything? And Nigerians right now are just like resurrecting from the previous problem. Yeah, no, of course, man. Do you know how many people changed Emefili's name to Ewemili? You understand? So different people changed the name to different things. And at that point, man, Nigerians were actually frustrated. Okay, so do you feel like it was a right move for the government to actually make?
I do believe that there is no good thing that comes without a struggle. Like, even diamonds have to go through pressure to become the diamond that you see today.
I love that.
You know, regardless of whenever this fuel subsidy would have been removed, definitely we're going to struggle to get past it, because this is something that has been in our system for so long, and we're so used to it that whatever policy is put against it, it's going to affect us. There's going to be a ripple effect. Let's just hope and pray that this is going to pan out the way we hope it will pan out. I feel like that's the only conversation that we should be having right now, because it's done is done. There's nothing else that can happen, Let's just pray that this is actually for the betterment of the country, us as a nation.
Absolutely. I was checking stats yesterday, and I realized that Nigeria is actually paying quarterly right now. They're paying up to over 7 trillion naira for fuel subsidy. A lot of persons have actually been talking, but I feel like moving forward. And
we even to be honest, right? I don't know about other places out of Africa, but even just our neighboring countries, they actually buy gas at a way more expensive price than we do.
It's actually in the top 5. But one of the things I want to say, moving forward for the government that was actually listening to us right now, because man, we are the youths, we're the reason why you guys actually came in. So moving forward, I feel like we should have political analysts or policy analysts giving proper analysis of a particular decision that's about to be made. Now, once this decision is about to be made, the analyst will give a particular solution to or particular problem that's going to come from the policies you're about to make. Now, once these analyses are made, then of course the government may actually properly scrutinize them if this thing is actually good for us or not.
It's not good for us.
Fuel subsidy is not good for us.
Yeah, it's not good for us.
It's not good for us, but in the end, you see that it's actually helping some Nigerians that can't afford certain things to actually afford it.
That's why the system itself needs to change. And honestly, regardless of the fact that this came at probably might be wrong timing, there's certain policies that actually need to be changed.
True that.
And I'm glad that
True
we're
that.
even starting
True
with
that.
one of the hardest, because I mean, if we could start with this at the beginning of this government, imagine what else we can actually achieve going forward. For me, I feel like the major thing, because I feel most people actually talking about this, I'm not really sure they know what fuel subsidy is. Educating the nation as a whole is very, very important. That's why I actually do understand what you mean by the political analyst, but I do believe that most importantly, the government should be able to educate the individuals, even as in layman terms, like, this is why we need to remove this. This is what you're going to benefit from this in the long run. Yes, you have to suffer now, but this is what the future holds.
So I was actually hearing Comrade Adam Shomole, who's a former governor of Edo State, was talking, and he's like, when he supported the keeping of fuel subsidy, okay, at that time, okay, it was because even at that moment, it was to be supported because the debt was not really high at that moment. But right now, even the fuel subsidy price is equivalent or even higher than the budget for education, almost equivalent to the budget of health and education, health, and other things. And it's the debt that we are actually paying is so much to particular individuals that are sitting on the stuff, and we're producing. One of the reasons why it's actually really expensive is because of the fact that we produce, we have it, but we export.
We sell it to them now.
They now bring it
and
back
then buy
to
it
us
from them at a higher price. The value of naira is already, you know,
exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Exactly, and I feel like it's actually
put our refineries to work.
It's actually a very good stuff for Nigerians right now that we have the Dangote refinery coming on board. This is going to be like a very good stuff for Nigeria.
But that whole refinery cannot even still service the whole country. They need to still look into other refineries.
They need to, but
because we have refineries that are standing, but just probably
they're not working.
Like polished up and,
absolutely,
restructured and whatnot, so that they can actually be in use.
You're right. Now, in just a few days now, we've seen the fuel price go up to a particular point that we've never witnessed before in Nigeria here. But of course, for likes of you and likes of me, we actually have like still small change that can actually still use to buy, you understand? But other people outside, they don't have this particular opportunities to actually buy these things. What can we say to them to actually make them feel better at this moment?
Oh my God. Like, to be honest, like, the method of it is like, actually, how do you even tell the Akara woman on the road that wants to buy fuel for her generator to cook? I don't know. But for one thing we know, there's always going to be light at the end of the tunnel.
It is.
You know, regardless of whether you're privileged or not, everybody is bearing the burden of this
Everybody is, but some persons are not. True. Okay, we have some people that do not buy. Some of these people do not buy fuel. Do you know they bring it to them? Do you know they fuel their cars, their gen, everything 247? They have light. They don't feel any pain.
So I don't
you understand? They don't feel any pain.
I can only speak from my own reality.
Yeah, no, but we know. Even yes, we know. Yes.
Okay, I don't know about that.
So we have some people that don't buy fuel. They don't buy foodstuffs. How can they feel?
How can you say that? Because even in the government, they have the budget for everything.
They have budgets now, but they're not the one buying it. At the end of the month, it's being delivered to them. It's being there. During coronavirus, we saw politicians actually.
But money was still spent on those palliatives, no?
Money, a lot of money was spent. Even relief materials, the outsiders gave us. We saw some people hoarding the palliatives meant for a lot of meaningful Nigerians. So man, I feel like it's not only about saying that some people they don't feel the pain. Okay, that's the reason why you don't feel the pain is because how you feel the pain, you're feeling the pain of somebody when you hoard what is supposed to be for somebody on the street. You don't feel the person's pain.
I didn't realize some people get
you don't feel the person's pain. So for the likes of people on the street now, how can we, it's just about telling them to have hope and just believe in the process, because of course, man, every of us actually came out to vote, okay, for a particular candidate of a choice, and majority of these top candidates actually said, all these top candidates, the 3 top candidates actually said they were going to remove the fuel price, the fuel subsidy.
But even Peter, he kept saying it. He says it's going to get bad before it's going to get good.
Exactly. So
like, it's going to get bad.
Let's see how it goes from here. Let's see how it goes.
Let's just pray that everything actually turns out to be for our good.
Welcome back, guys. It's been great here in Turning brought to you by Airtel. My name is Pascal.
And my name is Kimopra. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. On Instagram, it's at official HIPTV. On Twitter and YouTube, it's at HIPTV. Till we see again, don't forget to keep it moving.